Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Martin with The Contoured Chemist. Guys, it's finally starting to feel like fall, so let's do a look that I believe is the perfect transition to fall makeup. I'm gonna show you my take on the Latte Makeup Look and how you can adjust it for your tone, your coloring, how you can get the trend to work, and why I think it's perfect as we go into fall. If you want to check it out, please keep watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and thanks for being here. As I sit here, I'm like, okay, I need to hurry up before all the lawn people get to my house, and I can just hear them getting closer and closer in the neighborhood. So I apologize now. I have no other time to film this. Why do they show up as soon as I sit down to film anything? It's like they know. Okay, so I was recently asked about fall makeup tones. It's my favorite time of the year to create looks because you guys could probably tell by now, it's like the tones I tend to get drawn to, those are the ones I love. But the latte inspired makeup look was hot all summer, and I don't foresee it going anywhere because it is like the perfect transition into those fall tones. If you aren't sure what the latte makeup look is, it is like, think monochromatic, like the ultimate nude, neutral. I describe it as like warm caramel, toasty beige, coffee, hints of cinnamon. All of those things that you would kind of be inspired by, like a cup of coffee, right? Latte. Neutrals, which are my favorite, right? All of these earthy tones. In the summer, there were definitely these undertones, these subtle inner glow, if you will, which I'm gonna show you how we're gonna go about that. Why this is so good is because it is versatile and works for every skin tone. And not only that, all eye colors. I'm always asked, what are the best tones for my eye color? You can't go wrong with neutrals. And I do also feel like this look is perfect as like that neutral base, and then you can build upon it. After you have this neutral look, this base, you could easily add a pop of color anywhere. You could choose one for the eyes or just one for the cheeks or a lip color and just add that pop of color, whether that's like, I wanna add like a berry lip or a forest green eyeliner, like adding a pop to a fully neutral face literally works for any kind of look you wanna do. Pick something to pop and go for that one color in one place. It's a no-fail makeup look, I promise. So I'm all about neutrals. You guys know my love for them. So I'm gonna show you like the epitome of the latte makeup look that I learned from the one who created it. I believe you pronounce her name Danielle. She's Australian, and she's the one that created the look for the first time, and it went viral from there. So I learned from her what exactly she did the very first time. And so that's what I'm gonna teach you today. And then at the end, I'm gonna tell you how you can tweak it if it doesn't work for you, because I also think that this is a really good way for you to learn what works on your skin tone. So the original look was created with very purposeful, intentional, like yellow undertoned browns, right? So I truly feel like if you try it first with the undertones that it was created, you're gonna be able to clearly see if you are warmer and need more pinky peach undertoned browns, or if you are cooler and you need more taupe and ashier colors. So even if you don't feel like these colors work for you, say you have colors like this in your collection, experiment with them, try it on your face, and say you're one of those people that's like, I have no idea what my undertone is, Sarah. Try these colors and then you can go from there, and you can go either warmer or cooler. But this is gonna be kind of like the neutral version, if that makes sense. So let's start. It is really all about the glowy base. So I have found a few things that, one, I wanna test, and one that I have been testing and is so amazing, Under Seint. So first of all, I already have my sunscreen on because I let that fully set. I'm wearing Lightsaber today, which is, if you're looking for a mineral, it's probably one of my go-tos that I pick every day. Goes amazing under Seint, no silicones. This is the finish. I have nothing else on my skin besides just my skincare underneath. So it gives kind of like that luminosity to your skin, but no shimmer as far as glow goes. So I didn't use my Ride or Die glow screen because I want to test something and I wanted to make sure that that didn't interfere with the testing. My first find. And because as we're transitioning into fall, our skin's starting to get drier. So one of the best ways, if you're not using a moisturizer in your skincare routine, I haven't used a moisturizer all summer. I've just been using my sunscreen as my moisture. I'm gonna start incorporating a moisturizing priming type situation when I need it. Guys, I was sent this in PR and let me tell you, it's magical. Like, I don't know what it is. This is Merit's Great Skin and it's called a priming moisturizer. I thought for sure the first time I tried it, it was silicone based, but it has none. I have checked the ingredients list time and time again. What is cool about this, I don't think it's on this, I think it was on the box. It described it as cashmere on the box, and that is no joke how it feels on the skin. So I'm gonna use it just a couple places because I'm not quite to like the winter skin type yet. I'm just gonna use it where I get a little bit dry, but let me tell you, as we're going into winter, I will for sure, like I'm getting dry right between my eyes. I don't know why. As I get drier, this will probably be across my full face. I can confidently say I have tested it with the makeup. Makeup goes on like a dream. It has the most velvety finish. It feels like silicones because it gives that like blurring type effect to the skin, but yet hydrates at the same time. Not really sure, I'm guessing it's some kind of silicone alternative, but it doesn't have silicones, so win-win. I'm very excited about this. It is a really great option for Under Seint. So I was sent this in PR yesterday, and I'll be honest, I have tried their original and I was very excited as I've seen them starting to advertise for this. This is the brand new Milk, which I have shared before, the Hydro Grip Primer, if I can talk, is one of the few on the market that is like a makeup gripping primer that would increase your longevity of Seint with no silicones. And I really, truly feel like Milk Makeup has hands down the best primers of any makeup brand that are silicone free. I think maybe as a brand, they're just completely silicone free, which I appreciate because it all pairs well with Seint. They even have like, if you are oily or want to blur pores, they have like this kind of stick that you can just kind of rub on right where it's needed. Again, silicone free. This is better for my oily girl babes, okay? Now this one is gonna be for those of you that like glow, because this new version is called their Grip and Glow. So their original like kind of like greenish one, is makeup gripping. It's supposed to give longevity. So this is gonna be that same kind of makeup gripping gel primer, but it's got light reflective pearls in order to give a dewy glow. So this is why I'm like, I can't use my glow screen. This looks like it's gonna give a very similar effect. I'm very excited to see if this is like the same exact texture. They advertise it as like grippy, not sticky, like just enough tack to get your makeup to stick. But I've seen a couple of different creators and some of them say that it's less tacky than the original and they enjoy this one better. And I'm telling you though, it's got some glow to it. So if you have issues with pores, don't want a dewy finish, actually your makeup is going to like, Obviously, it's not gonna look like this once you put makeup over it. But if you don't like glow to your skin, I would say this probably is not for you. No, I love the glow, and this makeup look is perfect with a glowy base. So I am going to just use it off the back of my hand, and we're just gonna go for it because I feel like once you kind of shear it out, it's not gonna be nearly as light reflective. Okay, so it's just on my forehead. Can you guys even see it? It's not nearly as glowy. It does give a little gold. Do you see that? Okay, there it is, fully on. It says give it about 60 seconds to set. It says it has red, yellow, and gold reflective particles to give you like that lit from within look. And I will be honest, I would totally wear this by itself. Now, if it's sticky, okay, I agree with the first creator who said that this is not nearly as tacky as the other. I don't know if it's because I sheared it out with a brush. I think the first time I used my fingers, it feels really nice. It does not feel sticky at all. My biggest complaint with the other one was that I felt like my Seint creams didn't like buff over it well, and it kind of stuck and got a little patchy, but oh man, this might be my new fave. Okay, so if you want glowy dewy, go for the gold. And if you like more matte or you're oily, I would say stick with their entire Pore Eclipse line. I have both the stick and regular mattifying primer, but I really do like the stick for ease of use. I think it's really good. But now that it's no longer summer and I'm not quite as oily, I will probably not be reaching for this. I'm gonna reach for this. This has got a lot of great hydrating ingredients like hyaluron aloe, all of those things. So excited about that. Okay, I would wear this by itself. Did I already say that? I like it. I like it a lot. Now that I have that on, I've found like 2 places where I must have like cut myself shaving. I shaved my face yesterday. Oh gosh. Okay, so glowy base, check. The first thing she teaches is kind of this like bronzy underpainting effect. There are so many different ways you can get this look, no matter what kind of bronzer you have. You can use something like the Beauty, the bronze cream. I feel like I already got a lot of like glow to my skin with that, but this was definitely more golden, and this is definitely more bronze. So instead of using something like this, I am just going to start with bronzer under my makeup, and then I'm gonna probably add more on top because this look is very bronzed. So when picking out a bronzer, I would definitely say, since she's like, okay, more in the yellow family, on me, Palm is way too yellow, Tan Lines isn't dark enough, and then Heat Waves and High Tide, like you can tell Heat Waves is very red, High Tide, oh wait, sorry, that's actually Glow Illuminator. You guys know I mix those two. But Bella is kind of like the universal one. High Tide is a little bit more red undertoned. So we're gonna stick with good old Bella because she is a staple and in my opinion works on every skin tone. So we're just gonna put this right where we normally do, so high points of the face. Now this look typically does not use contour, it just uses bronzer for dimension. So I'm gonna lay like a slightly heavier hand than I normally do of this down first. You can almost tell that like my skin is still more yellow than even this bronzer is, which is why I can't go too yellow with bronzer like Palm. It will just pull me way to, what's the word? Jaundice? was just using the shape brush because I like how soft it is. I feel like it doesn't pick up too much product. I can control it. So that was my underpainting of Bella. Now, if you don't have something luminous to put under your makeup, you most certainly can just mix this and Bella and Glow, which is kind of like the new Xanadu, which is gonna come back permanently. It should be back at the end of September, but it's just a mix of those two. Really beautiful. That would be perfect to add glow, and I wouldn't really need to utilize something like this and get the same effect, but I love how it's still showing through the bronzer. Good. I'm gonna quickly prime my eyes since I forgot to. Now, you'll notice, you probably already noticed, no lashes. This look is supposed to be very like, you'll see when I get to the eye look, it's a very, I don't want to say intense eye look, but it's very intentional. And it's also very intentional to not have lashes kind of get in the way of the effect of the eyeshadow. And so you guys have me, as like I like to say, very naked without my little eyes. Okay, and then let's use a little bit of lip plumper. This is the Dr. Dennis Gross, so I'll link both of those down below as usual. Okay, so those can do their job and set while we go in with makeup. So I'm going to use same colors I always do, but I'm gonna be very light-handed because if you are not using Seint, you want a very sheer foundation or just foundation where it's needed kind of thing. This is a very minimal, like letting your skin show type of look. In fact, I'm gonna show you some of the inspo or looks that she did originally so that you can see they really let skin glowy, lots of bronzer, like brown smoky eye. They even add freckles on the nose usually. Now I'm not gonna do that because I have plenty of my own, but we are going to pick up a very light-handed brush, which would be the blend brush, and I am just gonna color correct where needed with my Magic Mango first. And we're gonna see how this makeup glides on that primer. Now, obviously I'm gonna need some areas with a little bit more coverage. But I always start with a nice wash of mango and it can cover so many sins. So I'm just hitting like broken capillaries, hyperpigmentation on the nose, a little bit. Since I did dermaplane yesterday, my rosacea was a little flared up last night. And then I'm gonna use this mango to tone around the eye and help give coverage at the same time. You can already see that lip plumper turning the edges of my lips very red. So anywhere you need to color correct, I'm just gonna tap in and kind of tap on just where needed at this point, which is anywhere I have dark spots or anything peeking through. You can even do kind of a light hand with the big end if you have some larger areas as well. Okay, now I got my troubled areas color corrected so that way it doesn't matter if I hit them at all. Like I'm gonna have longevity no matter what color I put over it. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of my main shade, which, oh my God, so dry because I have not been needing it as much this summer. So I'm just gonna kind of tap in and warm it up with my finger. And then I am sticking with this brush. This big end of the blend picks up so little product that all I have to do is kind of tap, 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 and tap in, and it's gonna give me a really natural, but I'm gonna kind of like blur out some of this bronzer so that it looks like it's coming from under my skin. Inner glow is what we're going for here. Now, as we are using it in the summer, I feel like even a BB cream, a sheer wash of coverage, even one of my favorite is a tinted sunscreen. You can do the same look with that if you need even less coverage. Then as we transition into fall and winter, when I feel like we kind of need a little bit more, you can add to it. You can definitely use less bronzer and maybe a little bit heavier of a coverage, whatever your preference is, right? All right, so there's my coverage. I'm happy with it. Like I said, it's supposed to be a very bronze look, and that is where we're getting our dimension. So I feel like I could probably even it out a little bit. So I am gonna just go ahead and grab Xanadu this time, which is the Bella Glow Illuminator combo that will be back very soon. I do feel like this is a very easily sheared out formula. So like when I use it, I do pick it up with the big fluffy bronzer brush and I just kind of do this. And then I just kind of tap it on because it's not as pigmented as the original Bella. It's got a little bit more of that glow factor, but the glow is, I feel like, pretty subtle. Like, yes, you can see the sheen, but it's definitely not disco ball if that's what you're worried about. So now I'm just gonna kind of concentrate it on the cheeks because they don't even use blush in this look. I might have to tweak it because I might need, I don't know if I could do no blush. I do feel like this gives enough pop of color to the cheeks that I feel like it looks good without blush. Whereas I feel like when I contour and try to get away with no blush, it does not look natural. It looks very unnatural, but there's something about just using a bronzer, especially this glowy one, that I'll be honest, I have used this on the daily without adding a blush because it gives me a really natural warmth. It is much faster than contouring too. So a lot of like no makeup days, I would just like throw on a tinted sunscreen, add Xanadu on the high points of the face, and that was like it. That was it, and I'd add a little lip gloss, maybe my brows, and that's what I've been doing on repeat. So as we go into fall, I'll definitely be adding a little bit to that because I don't know, what is it about like the different seasons, and like in summer, I really just don't mind being like very natural and glowy, but in fall, I don't. Like, why? Why is that? Since I did fully like put it under my eyes and everything, I am going to perfect and just make sure I don't have any harsh lines. This will definitely add to that kind of sheer foundation look as well, especially if you're heavy-handed with your creams. Because I know my under eyes, I'm just gonna set them really quick with vanilla dust. Pretty sure she doesn't use any setting powder, but she also is not doing this look on mature skin models that crease. And guess what? That ain't me. Okay, after perfecting, I always add one more kind of layer on blemishes, kind of keep them set all day. Let's go ahead and do my brows super fast so we can concentrate on the eyes, because the eyes is what makes this look. It is like the focus of this look, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of Trust. And I've been doing my brows a little different. I'm gonna just focus on the tail of my brow. So we're gonna line the upper arch where my brow hairs are very sparse. And I'm just gonna kind of blend that through. This Merit, this is the Brown 1990. Oh, so good. Look how fine that little bitty tip is. If you have been looking for something to add brow hairs that look natural, look no further. This has been my favorite I've ever tried. That's not like a felt tip pen that runs out in a week. This is good. And so far it's lasted me quite a while, and I've been using just this. So I'm just gonna kind of use this little flicks where I have no hair. At the front, and then use the little spoolie on the end. Now, Merit did launch as well is the volumizing pomade. If you're looking for something tinted, it's good. I really like clear, or I feel like I kind of like get these blonde little baby hairs. So I'm gonna use the Milk Cush Brow Lamination. I like this. It's clear and it does its job. And it's not crunchy. Now, neither is the Merit one, but this one is more foolproof, and this one you have to be a little bit more careful not to like get it on your skin or you'll see the color. All right, let's get to the fun part, the eyes. So I told you, think smoky brown, and we're talking more yellow brown undertones. I will be honest, these are the type of colors that are normally in my everyday palette. My first thought was Bubba. Now Sedona, I feel like is kind of in that color category, just a little bit more red undertone, just slightly. But we're looking at mattes, so think category 4, category 5. Here is Bubba, okay? Perfect color. You can literally do this look with one color all over, all right? Now, Sedona's maybe a little bit more, you can tell it's got, I mean, still a yellow undertoned. It's just a little bit darker. I would say also Butterscotch. Now this is much more yellow undertoned. I'd say it's probably just, I usually call it a darker version of Bubba. So my recommendation is kind of like starting with just one color in the crease and go from there. So we're just gonna start with the eyeshadow brush and Bubba. In the crease. And we're gonna take it all the way on the entire eye, and then pulling that up so we can see it. This is like, it's the perfect, like Bubba. Bubba is kind of the epitome of latte eyeshadow. I'm always asked like, what's your favorite colors for a one eyeshadow makeup look? It would be something like this. Just take a nice warm neutral or pinky warm or ashy warm, like whatever, ashy warm, that's an oxymoron. Ashy neutral, whatever your preference is. Now, if you do this and you're just like, oh my gosh, Sarah, it looks straight up orange on my eyes, then that's when we would shift shade. Swatches of some options if you're doing this type of look. Say the Bella works, all of that works, but the eyeshadow just doesn't look right. One cooler for the cool category. Ashy taupe is what we're looking for. Definitely basic. Okay, so this is what basic looks like. Okay, you can tell it's ashier, but it's still a neutral brown, and it's still gonna give you a very neutral vibe. I say if you are warmer, you can go into those peachy pink browns, and in my opinion, that's more so what Sedona is. It's got a little bit more warmth in it and less yellow, and so that's probably why I personally always like Sedona on myself better, because I'm very warm. So I'm gonna show you, and another method you can try is just using multiple. So say you put one color all over and you're like, that doesn't work for me. You need to tone it down, you wanna warm it up, you wanna darken it up for more of a dramatic look. I would take something lighter to begin with, because remember, darker colors always blend out easier over a lighter tone first. So like this is a great base, so that I can then go in with Sedona and just put the darker shade on my lid and into my crease. And so that Bubba always just kind of becomes like my transition, and I can darken it up as little or as much as I like for more of a dramatic or even nighttime look. And remember, we're doing a smoky brown eye, which means you always want to take that to the lower lash line. I feel like it never looks right without it. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with the smaller end of the brush, and I'm going to start with Bubba because it's very close to natural looking on me. And then I can just darken that up by then going in with Sedona, kind of like on the outer half. Can you see the difference? I'll be honest, when you're doing this much eyeshadow like this, I feel like if your face, especially with a warm undertone brown, if your face isn't bronzed enough, it's gonna wash you out big time. Like I already feel like I need more bronzer. Like, how much is enough? This is when I'm like, finish your face and adjust. I feel like I'm like looking a little washed out here in the temples. Or it might be because the sun's starting to come out. So there is Bubba and Sedona. You could use basic. Oak is definitely a taupey brown. You could even, Cafe might be a little bit too purple, but it is definitely taupey as well. Would probably be my first choices. If you were very, very warm, you might be able to go more into something like Havana, which is very peachy pink. Yet I feel like this would make a really good transition color. Just maybe like Bubba on the lid, something like that for those that are warmer. Keep the eyes matte. Now, they also say you can add a little bit of subtle glow if you need to in the center of the lid. So what I would choose would be something very subtle to go with natural gold shimmer, and you can keep it inner corner, pop a tiny bit just on the ball of your eye. Or should we try? Okay, here are my 4 options. I think Gold Digger is too gold. Then we have this one right here is definitely an option. That's Bright Eyes. This one is Crush. And this one is Foxy. I feel like the best 2 that would be like more natural gold on me personally, and with the colors I chose, would be Bright Eyes or Foxy. I feel like Bright Eyes would give more reflection though, and Bright Eyes might be a little bit more of the same tone, therefore being the most subtle. And I don't want to like fully mess up the effect of this. I actually really like this kind of monochromatic all over brown smoky look. And so I don't know if I even want to put any shimmer in the center. Who am I? Who is saying that? I think I might just go with that inner corner gold instead. Oh, let's try it. I don't know if I've ever worn bright eyes. I feel like it would be very subtle over. Oh. We're gonna be very, very subtle. Just a touch. Like, you guys are gonna be like, oh, Sarah, I can't even see that. Good, that's what I wanted. Very subtle. I might add a little bit of drift to brighten this. Kind of blend it out with the bright eyes. Yeah, I like that. So just like a subtle kind of like hint of shimmer. I know she did not use highlighter at all, but if I had to, I would most certainly pick Nova because I feel like this is like the perfect color for this look of just kind of like inner glow. It doesn't look blinding. It just looks kind of like, oh, that's just coming from underneath my skin because it's got that bronzy shimmer in it. All right, we are nowhere near done with the eyes because the main part is to make them very striking, which means eyeliner. And I know personally I've been giving my eyes a lot of a break from using lashes. And the only thing that has really saved me from feeling like when I look in the mirror, I look bald is eyeliner. So they do a smudgy brown liner, and I'm telling you guys, I think I hit the holy grail. I've only tested this once, so let's try it with this look. I've been searching for a dark brown, because I don't like stark black, eyeliner that I could smudge out and get that smudgy effect, but will not transfer, will stay all day, and is waterproof. I did a lot of searching, and you guys, I'm just gonna put this on my hand and give it a second to set so I can show you what happens. So this is the color. This is Very Brown by Huda Beauty, and it's their long wear creamy coal eye pencil. Okay, so it's got like the retractable. I am so impressed with this so far. It gave me the exact look I was looking for. So we're gonna do a smudged brown eyeliner, and they say if you want extra wow factor to also line the waterline. Well, the cool thing is I'm not wearing lashes, so I can do the waterline under my top lashes, which I never get to do. So let's do it. I'm gonna do both that, and I'll show you how I'll do the upper lash line as well. So I'm first just gonna take, after I do the waterline, a nice kind of smudgy line. I'm gonna grab the etch brush, that's not it, before this sets. Come on, Sarah. And I'm gonna grab this smudgy end because I love this end, and I'm just going to smudge that bad boy out along the entire upper lash line. I could totally end right there. So that is just the upper waterline, and then smudged along the upper lash line. Like, look at the difference of my eyes. But I'm gonna take a little bit more just at the base of my lashes to kind of darken it. I love this is because it can give me like the same effect as when I do like a liquid line for depth, and then I go in and then I use the shadow over it to set it. Look at this, guys. I am so impressed. I will say it removed very easily with my micellar water, but where it was like in my waterline, which normally I feel like no pencil stays in the waterline ever. This was actually hard. I found more in my waterline this morning. I was like, Okay, long wear. It says it's like 24-hour wear. I believe it. I believe it. The difference that makes with just a little bit of eyeliner is incredible. Okay, looking back, I feel like I need more smoky on the bottom before I use some liner there. I will say, you guys smudge this fast, but for those of you that maybe hate a liquid, kind of want a softer look and like to smudge out your eyeliner, I'd say this is a very good option. So I'm going to just add a little bit. I'm not gonna go all the way across on my bottom. Now, if I had bigger eyes, I most certainly would just use this on the waterline on the bottom lashes. If I had big round eyes, but I do not. I have very small eyes, if you guys can't tell. So I am going to use just a touch of cocoa, which is the perfect dark brown for this kind of look, to just kind of soften this a little bit, because I feel like even after softening, that line looked a little intense. And she said, based on your eye shape, you can kind of elongate or whatever you need to do. So I'm just going to pull that a little bit. Upwards, so my eyes don't look like they're falling downwards, which is what they're doing. So do you think we got the intense smoky eye? I feel like hers looks so much darker even than mine as far as like going up. Now I have a lot more lid space than that model does, but I'm just gonna bring it up a little bit higher. Now, if you don't even wanna do the eyeshadow, you can just bronze up your face, bring your bronzer straight onto your lids. I have way too oily of eyelids in order to use cream bronzer on my lids and get it to last, so I'm not gonna attempt that. Less is more when it comes to mascara for this look. Good thing, because I feel like the more I try to apply my puny little eyelashes, the more they look bad. So I'm just gonna do a really light coat. I've been testing the Limitless Lash Mascara from Ilia. Guys, I've been testing a lot of mascaras, so if you guys want me to do more on mascaras, just let me know. But I'm just going to make sure that they have some depth and they're not completely gone. But she said, don't even curl them. So I'm like, okay, I've got some nice stick straight lashes for you, but a little bit of depth just so they don't get completely lost. But that eyeliner helps a ton. But I'm pretty sure she also said no mascara on the bottom lashes. So obviously you can tweak this to whatever your heart's desire. Just use it as inspo in a way to do more of a monochromatic look. And I find it just to be like such a beautiful base. Like if I was to do this look and then be like, okay, I'm gonna wear a red shirt and like really wanted to like amp that up, or wanted to use like this new fig just on the cheeks to add the pop there, or say you have an eyeshadow in your palette that you never wear and you just wanted to wear it, do a nice neutral base, matte all over the lid, and grab a fun color and just pop that just on the mobile lid right here, and you're good to go and you'll get that pop. So lips, again, supposed to be super neutral, very much a nude or brown liner, and then just gloss. So it's hard for me. I would say our lip liner is the perfect nude to brown color, because it actually is kind of more in that brown category. So let's just try it. So this is Suede, and I'm just gonna pick it up with the multitasker and do a quick line just for some definition. You see how more brown? I think they describe it as a rosy brown, but on most people it looks very brown. Now we don't really have any glosses per se, but we do have the Seint lip oil. To add some shine, add like a very nude neutral gloss, which is probably what I would do because I feel like my lips look very brown now. Again, you try, and if it doesn't look right, you adjust. So I'm very warm. I feel like the Sedona kind of helped a little bit, but this is it's very caramel-esque, which is what the trend is. I would probably add a little bit more neutrality to it with a little bit more pink by just adding a touch of Sadie. So this is a gloss, but I feel like it's got a little bit more pink because I'm a little bit more warm. So if you try just suede and it's like way too warm on you, which I've also heard from people, then you're gonna go the opposite. Maybe you use Astoria and Ballerina, which is more of a cool undertoned nude, something like that. Or just a clear gloss, your favorite clear gloss, whatever lip liner looks very neutral on your skin tone. And if you have a very like pigmented lips to begin with, she says to use your makeup brush, whatever leftover foundation or bronzer or whatever the case may be, and put it on your lips to neutralize out your lips first and then go in and line them. So that's like an old school trick of using foundation on your lips to kind of take out your natural tones, so that way whatever color you put on will be more true to color from what that is, and your natural color is not shining through, affecting the color, changing the way it looks on you. If you've ever been like, oh my gosh, I love that lipstick, I'm gonna buy that, and it looks completely different on you, guess what? Use a little bit of your highlight over your lips first, neutralize your natural tones, and then try it. All right, one last thing. I also got sent their brand new Hydro, I don't know if this is new. Is this new? Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. So I'm just gonna try this and do a little wear test. I don't feel like I put a whole lot of foundation on, but is this new? Does anybody know? I don't know, but this video is not sponsored by Milk. I just wanted to test some products in the meantime, and as I've been testing stuff, I really like it. So let's go in with this. Ooh, that is very refreshing. Like, I felt like I just took a cold shower. Like, this is mesh, so it just went straight through my shirt. That feels amazing. Is it supposed to be cooling? Locks in your makeup. When the midday slump hits, reapply for an instant refresh and boost of hydration. Hyaluronic acid. Oh, all kinds of, man. Aloe. That felt really good. Ooh, did it make me glowier? I feel glowier. Like that's even possible with all of this. Just glow it up. Okay, friends. If you don't like a glowy makeup look, you might not like the final result of this bad boy, but it is right up my alley. A nice little smoky brown eye, very wearable, very fall. Does this not feel like going into fall? Now I'm just saying, like, there are so many beautiful fall tones out there. Like, the number of eyeshadow combinations I can think of, like, popped on the lid with this, like ginger, cranberry, Moscow, gold digger. Oh yeah, I feel like I need a little bit more gold on my inner corner. Once I saw the inspo look again, I'm gonna use a little bit of Blondie because I feel like she's got more gold right there, right? Okay, controlled glow. I also feel like these deep burgundy, like fall leaves color, like holly popped up high here. Pretty much anything with gilded, anything with pomegranate. Yes, like pomegranate just in this outer corner. Yes, please. Or this is also a beautiful base for something like Ivy League as a liner, like over this, like right above it. So you can see that pop of green. I also feel like green is a fall color. What do you guys think? I'm curious, have you tried the trending latte makeup look? If so, did it not work because the tone was off? So if you know you're cool, try an ashier brown. Remember, we're staying with the browns, we're staying in the neutral category, but depending on your coloring, it might not work. So you might have to go a little bit ashier or a little bit warmer to get it to look right on your skin tone. I mean, considering it's like a no blush, no contour look, I'm very, very happy. I would wear this time and time again. Always, I will put full deets of everything I used down in the description box below the video, as well as how to get a color match if you're needing help with your 3D foundation, or if you're needing an eyeshadow match. Say you can just put in the description, like, I want a latte look, which colors should I pick? I can help you. If you know you like cools, say you like cools, I will send you all of my cool tone recommendations, or vice versa. I will give you more than enough information so that you can pick colors that you will wear. Because why have an eyeshadow palette with colors in it you're not gonna ever use? That's why I love Seint. Pick and choose, only have what's needed in your compact, right? I hope this helped inspire you to go play, try some new makeup looks, try some trending looks, have fun with your makeup. And as always, if you wanna see anything, drop it in the comments below. What should we do next? Do you guys like more fall makeup tutorials? I could probably just fill my channel with nothing but fall looks and be happy. So let me know what you guys want to see. As always, thank you guys so much for being here and watching, and I love you. I will see you next week.